I want to tell you a story about the hole in the wall. So I dreamed that we were all together in one big room. And we had everything we needed. We had food. We had water. We had all kind of different things to do. We had games and activities. We had TVs. We had video games. We had everything there was to do, and we were all excited about it. And then Pastor Wanfer came to me, and he said, "Pastor Don, do you realize that we are in a room?" "Well, yeah, Pastor Wanfer, I realize we're in a room." He says, "But this room has no windows and it has no doors." Well, I hadn't really noticed that because there was so much to do and there was so much to eat and there was so much to... But you're right. It has no windows and no doors. "And what's your point, Pastor Wanfer?" "My point is," he said, "if we're in a room with no windows and no doors, pretty soon we're going to breathe up all the air and then we'll die." Oh, I hadn't thought about that. That's a good point. What should we do? And Pastor Wanfer said we should tell the others and maybe figure out a way to get out. Great point, Pastor Wanfer. So we called everybody together. "Hey guys, come over here. Announcement to make. Pastor Wanfer noticed that we're all in a big room." Yeah, you know that already. Yeah. "With no windows and no doors." Yeah, check it out yourself. Go ahead. And you all looked around. And somebody said, "Yeah, so what's your point? We got food. We got everything we need. We got TVs. I got a PlayStation. What else do you need? We're good." "Tell him, Pastor Wanfer." So Pastor Wanfer steps up and he says, "Don't you see, guys? If we have no windows and no doors, pretty soon we're going to breathe up all the air and then we're going to die." Oh, hadn't thought about that. What are we going to do? "Well," I said, "Pastor Wanfer and I have been talking about it. What we think we should do is everybody spread out and take a spot along the wall somewhere, and let's see if we can find a place that's weaker than the others. Let's begin to see if we can break out. Let's see if we can knock a hole in the wall, and maybe, just maybe, we can get out of here and not die." So that's what we did. We spread out. In my dream, we spread out all around the walls. And everybody began doing what they could to punch through. We took baseball bats and we hammered on the walls. And I'm on my part of the wall, and baseball bats are breaking. We're taking chairs, different people taking different things and just pounding on the wall. And I'm over at my little part of the wall and I'm pounding away and pounding away. And all of a sudden, a little crack begins to form. Oh, I get excited. I keep beating and the crack goes on down the wall. And I keep hitting it some more and all of a sudden it turns a corner. And I keep hitting it and it turns a corner and goes over. And I keep hitting and hitting and I grab new things to be on the wall and it goes and turns a corner, comes back up. And then it comes across and it meets the first part. And suddenly there's this giant piece that I can kind of, and I have to get something like a little knife there and kind of chunk out a little place so my hand can go in and over here. And I grabbed a hold of that and I began to pull it out and I'm wiggling it back and forth and I'm getting more excited. And pretty soon, boom, I pull out this big chunk of the wall and there's a hole in the wall. It's in the wall. And I look at the hole and look back through the hole and guess what I saw? A dirt wall. Yeah, it was back a little ways, but it was a dirt wall. So I climbed up on the big chunk of the wall and I put my head out through there and I looked up the wall and there was like a tunnel. It was a tunnel. Then I looked around, I said, "Hey guys, there's a hole in the wall over here." But everybody was too busy. They're all beaten. And by now it's getting harder to breathe. There's getting less and less oxygen. It's getting tighter. And I said, hey, there's a hole in the wall over here. And there was just a little bit of air coming through. I could smell it was fresh air. Guys, there's a hole in the wall. And nobody would listen. So I went and I stepped up onto the block and I put my head out there and I pulled myself up and I started to crawl up this hole until I got to the very top and I pulled up. And as I'm looking around, there's green grass and fresh air and trees and sunshine. Oh, it was amazing. Amazing. I pulled myself out and I laid on that green grass for a while. Oh, it was wonderful. And then I thought, hey, they're all still down there. I need to go tell them it's a lot better out here. So back down the tunnel I went and came back out the wall and I said, hey guys, there's a hole in the wall. I go tap different people. Hey, there's a hole in the wall. Leave me alone, man. I got to get out of here. I'll keep hitting the wall. But you don't have to. There's a hole in the wall over here. Leave me alone. I got to get out. It's getting really hard to breathe. But you don't have to. You can go up the hole in the wall, you can go up the tunnel, and there's fresh air and green grass and sunshine and everything. And I'm trying to get somebody's attention. And finally I go over behind Pastor Wanford. Bam! I just smack him in the back of the head. He turns around and says, hey, what'd you do that for? I said, there's a hole in the wall right over here. Come over here. It's got a tunnel goes up. There's fresh air, green grass. It's really nice, blue skies. So really come in the hole. He says, what? I said, there's a hole in the wall. And I grabbed him and I brought him over. I said, look. He says, hey, there's a hole in this wall. I said, way to go, Einstein. You're brilliant. Now look out that hole and look up. He stuck his head out the hole and he looked up and he goes, hey, I see a little patch of blue sky way up there. I said, right, climb up there. So he climbed up. I climbed up. And we got up to the top and we pulled up. And he goes, wow, this is nice. We laid on the grass for a little bit. And he says, you know what? We need to go tell those other people there's a hole in the wall. They don't have to live like that. I said, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let's go. So back down the tunnel we went, back out the hole. We came back in the room, and everywhere we tried, every now and then we could get somebody to come over and look at it and say, oh, there's a hole in the wall, I can get out. And we were sending people up the hole, but there was other people going, leave me alone, man. I got to get out of here. Leave me alone. You don't have to try to get out. We found a hole in the wall. Which reminds me of another story. The Bible says that we have been trapped in this world. It says there's no way out. We're trapped by our own sin. We can look and look and look, and we can try all these things. We've got everything we need to live down here, except that we're going to run out. And time will run out, and we're going to be stuck. But Jesus came. He came down to this world. And Jesus made the hole in the wall. As a matter of fact, John chapter 14, verse 6, Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. Jesus is the hole in the wall. Jesus wants you not to be so busy with the things of the world where you're saying, leave me alone, man, I got to get out of here. Leave me alone. Jesus says, come and accept the hole in the wall I've provided. I've made this place for you. Go up. And when you've tasted the fresh air, when you've seen the sunshine and you've felt it, when you've seen the trees and you've experienced laying in the grass, remember there are other people who are still trapped down there. Simply go back and tell them how and where to find the hole in the wall. See, Jesus is your friend. He has a priceless experience that He's made for you. The devil is not your friend. He just wants to kill you. So don't take the box the devil offers. Take the priceless experience. Take the hole in the wall. And let Jesus rescue you from all the sins of this world. And as you find that freedom, as you find that experience, Jesus says, simply go back and tell others about the way, the truth, and the life. Will you do that? Will you find Jesus today? Will you accept Him as your way out of this world? And then tell other people how to find the hole in the wall? I hope you will. More than hope so. I pray you will.